Most people spend their lives dreaming about one lucky ticket, but for a special breed of winners, a massive payout is just a huge inconvenience. Imagine getting a pile of free cash and finding a reason to sue the store or yell at a cashier. Today, we are counting down 55 of the most ungrateful, absurd, and flat-out ridiculous complaints from lottery winners who somehow manage to be miserable. From petty parking fees to weird spiritual crises, these stories prove that money can buy anything except a better personality. 1. Let's start with a guy who won $1,000 on a scratcher and acted like he'd been scammed. Since the gas station couldn't pay that much in cash, he had to drive to the regional office to claim it. He was so annoyed that he actually called the hotline to demand they reimburse him for the $5 he spent on a parking meter. Imagine being a grand richer and spending your day crying over pocket change. It is the ultimate display of being a petty, ungrateful choosing beggar. 2. A winner of a luxury sports car worth over $100,000 actually complained that the specialized oil change cost $400. He felt the lottery was setting him up for bankruptcy by giving him a vehicle he could not maintain at a regular cheap garage. He actually asked if he could trade the supercar for a used minivan and the cash difference. It is the perfect example of someone being handed the keys to the kingdom and complaining that the throne is too heavy to move. Some people just are not built for the fast lane. 3. Privacy is a concern, but one woman in California took it to a new level of weird. After winning a massive jackpot, she complained that the paparazzi made it impossible for her to shop at the same dollar store she had used for years. She was genuinely angry that her new status meant she could no longer hunt for bargains in peace. It is like winning a gold medal and then complaining that people keep looking at your neck. At some point, you just have to accept that your days of extreme couponing are probably over once you have 8 figures in the bank. 4. One winner in the Midwest complained that the giant novelty check was too bulky to fit in his luxury SUV. He actually spent 20 minutes arguing with lottery officials because he wanted a smaller, more portable version that was easier to carry. Apparently, carrying physical proof of your new fortune is just too much manual labor for some people. 5. A winner from the United Kingdom actually tried to sue the Lottery Commission because he was bored. He claimed that since he no longer had to wake up for a job he hated, his life felt empty and meaningless. Instead of picking up a hobby or traveling the world, he decided it was the lottery's fault for making his life too easy. It takes a very specific type of person to be handed total freedom, and then complain that they have nothing to do. Some people are just hardwired to find a cloud in every single silver lining they are given. 6. One winner in New York complained that the gas station where he bought his winning ticket was too dirty and lacked parking. He felt that such a life-changing event should have happened at a more prestigious location, like a high-end boutique or a fancy hotel. He actually told a local reporter that the grimy floors of the convenience store tainted his memory of the win. Some people are so committed to being unhappy that they will find a way to criticize the literal ground they stood on when they became a millionaire. It is not about the money, it is about the aesthetic. 7. A guy won a trip to a chocolate factory, yes, like the movie, but complained that there was too much chocolate. He was genuinely upset that the air smelled like cocoa and claimed it gave him a headache that lasted 3 days. He actually demanded the company pay for a deep cleaning of his clothes because he smelled like a candy bar, and it was unprofessional. It is hard to feel bad for a guy who gets a magical experience and treats it like a trip to a hazardous waste facility. 8. Then there are the winners who complain about the delivery of the money itself. One man was furious because the lottery office only issued checks instead of direct deposits on the same day. He claimed the 48-hour waiting period caused him extreme emotional distress because he could see the money in his mind but not in his account. He spent those 2 days calling the office every hour to remind them that he was rich now and deserved better treatment. It is the financial equivalent of screaming at a microwave because your food is taking 60 seconds to heat up. 9. A woman in Texas complained that winning the lottery made her friends too jealous to hang out with her. She claimed that none of her old group wanted to go to the local diner anymore because they felt awkward when she offered to pay for everyone. Instead of finding new friends or just being low-key about her wealth, She blamed the jackpot for destroying her social circle. It is a classic case of wanting the lifestyle of a celebrity, but the relatability of a regular person. You cannot fly a private jet to brunch and wonder why your friends act weird. 10. Someone won all expenses paid tickets to the Super Bowl, but complained that the stadium was too loud. They actually called the lottery commission to demand they pay for noise-canceling headphones because the cheering fans were distracting from the game. They wanted a private soundproof box and felt that being in the regular stands, even in the front row, was a form of auditory assault. Some people win the lottery and immediately forget how to be a part of the human race. 11. Let us talk about the guy who won a brand new $50,000 truck in a local raffle and immediately complained about the color. He actually called the organizers to argue that the bright red paint would attract too much attention from the police and demanded they pay for a professional black paint job. When they told him no, he tried to sue for emotional distress caused by the vibrant aesthetic. It is the absolute peak of choosing beggars when you get a free luxury vehicle and act like you were handed a bag of trash. Some people really cannot just say thank you. 12. A woman won a luxury vacation for two and filed a complaint because she was single and felt the prize was taunting her relationship status. She actually demanded the lottery provide her with a professional date or pay for two separate solo trips to different locations so she would not feel lonely. When they refused, she accused them of singles shaming and claimed the win caused her more emotional trauma than the prize was worth. Would you take a free romantic getaway alone, or would you sue the lottery for a companion? 13. One couple won an all-expenses-paid trip to Hawaii through a lottery promotion but complained that the resort was too close to the ocean. They actually requested a room change because the sound of the waves was keeping them awake at night. They even tried to get the lottery company to reimburse them for a white noise machine they had to buy at the gift shop. If you were handed a free tropical getaway, would you really spend your time measuring the decibel level of the Pacific Ocean, or would you just shut the window and enjoy the sunset? 14. A winner of a Set for Life game, which pays out $5,000 a month, complained that the frequency of the payments was annoying. He wanted the entire sum upfront so he could buy a mansion immediately. And when he was told the rules of the specific game he chose, he claimed he was being discriminated against. He actually complained that the steady income made him feel like he was still on a salary and stunted his personal growth. Apparently, a guaranteed $60,000 a year for doing nothing is just too much of a burden for some people to handle. 15. Someone won $500 on a random drawing and complained that the check was sent in a plain envelope that looked like junk mail. They claimed they almost threw it away and that the lottery commission was being irresponsible by not using a more luxurious delivery method. They genuinely felt that a half-grand prize deserved a courier in a tuxedo, or at least some gold-foiled stationery. It is hard to feel bad for someone who almost lost $500 because they cannot be bothered to check their mail properly like a functioning adult. 16. A winner of a home makeover lottery complained that the high-end appliances they received were simply too smart. They actually called the customer service line to scream about the refrigerator having a touchscreen because they just wanted a normal door. They felt that the lottery had turned their kitchen into a science fiction movie and demanded their old broken stove back. Some people are so stuck in their ways that a $20,000 upgrade feels like a personal attack on their lifestyle. It is the ultimate get-off-my-lawn energy, but with expensive gadgets. 17. Imagine winning front row seats to a massive pop star's concert through a radio lottery and complaining that the music was too loud. One winner actually filed a formal complaint with the station because they were close enough to feel the bass in their chest and it made them uncomfortable. They wanted the station to give them back row seats instead, along with a gift card for earplugs. Why enter a contest for a high-energy event if you are going to treat the experience like a library visit? It is a total waste of a ticket that someone else would have loved. 18. A guy won a $1,000 gift card to a high-end steakhouse but complained that they did not have enough vegan options on the menu. He was not even a vegan. He was just upset on behalf of hypothetical people who might want to join him for dinner. He actually tried to trade the gift card for cash at a discount, because the menu was too meat-heavy for his specific taste. It is the ultimate petty move to win a massive free dinner and then find a way to make it a political statement about the variety of the appetizers. 19. A lucky winner of a brand new 80-inch television complained that the box was too heavy for him to lift alone. He actually called the lottery office to demand they send a crew of movers to his house to set it up for him. When they explained that the prize was for the hardware only, he claimed the lottery was trying to give him a back injury. 20. One woman won a lifetime supply of pizza, but complained when she found out it was limited to one large pizza per week. She actually calculated how many calories she was losing by not being allowed to order 5 pizzas a day and claimed the advertising was deceptive. She spent weeks hounding the pizza chain for a better deal, effectively ruining her relationship with the only place giving her free food. How many pizzas do you think a person actually needs to eat in a week before they stop complaining and start appreciating the free calories? 21. A guy won a lifetime gym membership in a local lottery, but complained that the music in the weight room was too aggressive for his taste. He actually tried to force the manager to change the entire playlist to soft jazz because he wanted a more zen experience while lifting heavy iron. When they refused, he wrote a scathing review saying the lottery ruined his peace of mind and made him feel unwelcome. It is the height of absurdity to get a free pass to get ripped and then act like the soundtrack is a personal human rights violation. 22. One winner of free coffee for a year complained that the prize only covered medium-sized drinks instead of the extra-large option. She was genuinely offended that she had to pay the 50-cent difference to upgrade her daily latte. She spent more time arguing with the teenage baristas than actually drinking the coffee she got for free. Imagine getting 365 free drinks and still finding a way to feel like the victim of a corporate conspiracy over a few pennies. Would you be that person who holds up the morning rush just to save 50 cents on a drink you did not even pay for? 23. Someone won a high-end luxury watch worth $10,000, but complained that the ticking was too loud for their bedroom environment. Instead of just putting it in a drawer or a different room, they sent it back to the lottery company and demanded a silent digital version as a replacement. They claimed the luxury item was a source of sleep deprivation and unexpected stress. Some people are literally handed a masterpiece of engineering and find a way to make it a medical emergency because they cannot stand the sound of their own success. 24. A woman won a 5-minute shopping spree at a toy store for her kids, but complained that the floors were too slippery for her to run safely. She actually threatened to sue the store for intentional sabotage of her winning experience after she tripped over a teddy bear. She wanted a do-over with special grip shoes provided by the Lottery Commission at their expense. It is wild how a fun opportunity to get free toys for your family can turn into a legal battle over the friction coefficient of a linoleum floor and a lack of personal balance. 25. A winner of a $50 scratch-off in a rural town complained that the drive to the regional claim center cost him $20 in gas. He actually demanded that the lottery office reimburse him for his travel expenses and the wear and tear on his truck tires. He felt that the net profit of $30 was an insult to his time and his vehicle. If you are that upset about the price of gas, maybe do not drive 2 hours to pick up a prize that you could have just cashed at the local gas station down the street. 26. One man won a top-of-the-line riding lawnmower in a raffle, but complained that he lived in a third-floor apartment and had nowhere to park it. He actually called the contest organizers and yelled at them for not checking his housing situation before drawing his name for the grand prize. He expected them to trade the mower for a month of rent, instead of just selling the machine for a profit. It takes a special kind of logic to enter a contest for a lawnmower and then get angry when you actually have to figure out what to do with it. 27. A mega jackpot winner complained that the complimentary champagne served at the lottery headquarters was too yeasty and not chilled to the correct temperature. He sat there with a check for $100 million and spent his time lecturing the staff on the proper way to store vintage bubbly. He acted like the lukewarm drink was a personal insult to his new tax bracket and his refined palate. When you become that rich that fast, apparently the first thing that dies is your ability to be a normal human being who is happy about free stuff. 28. A winner of a special golden ticket for a year of free movies complained that the theater did not offer him a reserved parking spot. He felt that his status as a VIP winner should entitle him to park right at the front door every Friday night without exception. He actually boycotted the theater for 3 months because he had to walk an extra 50 feet from the regular parking lot like everyone else. Is it even possible to be more pampered than someone who refuses free entertainment because they have to use their legs for a single minute? 29. A woman won a $5,000 designer handbag but complained that the strap was too thin and hurt her shoulder when she filled it with her heavy laptop. She actually contacted the designer to demand a custom modification for free because she considered herself a lottery ambassador. When they told her no, she went on a social media tirade about how winning the bag was a curse on her physical health. It is amazing how some people can turn a luxury gift into a reason to visit a chiropractor and post a 1-star review. 30. One lucky winner of a Caribbean cruise complained that there was simply too much water around the ship during the voyage. They were genuinely upset that every time they looked out their balcony, all they saw was the blue ocean instead of varied landscapes. They complained to the captain that the itinerary was boring because it did not include enough land-based stops to balance out the monotony of the sea. You have to wonder what they expected when they signed up for a vacation on a boat in the middle of the literal Atlantic Ocean. 31. A guy wins a year of free fuel but finds out it is only for regular 87 octane. He actually threw a tantrum at the station because his precious European sports car requires the premium stuff, and he felt the lottery was trying to engine shame him. He demanded they pay the difference or buy him a new car if his engine knocked once. Imagine getting thousands of dollars in free fuel and acting like it is a toxic chemical because it is not fancy enough for your ego. 32. A woman won a contest to meet a Hollywood A-lister, but complained the star was too short in person. She actually requested a partial cash refund because the height difference ruined her Instagram aesthetic and made her look awkward. She spent the entire ride home calling the radio station to complain that they should have provided a taller celebrity for someone of her stature. It is the peak of delusion to get a private audience with a millionaire and treat them like a defective piece of furniture. 33. One winner of a dream wedding lottery package actually tried to sue the bakery because the wedding cake was too moist. They claimed the texture was so soft it felt unstable and caused them mental anguish during the cake-cutting ceremony. Instead of enjoying the free 5-tier masterpiece, they spent their honeymoon filing a formal grievance against the baker. How do you reach a point where too much quality becomes a reason to call a lawyer and ruin your own party? 34. One winner complained that the lottery ruined her ability to get government assistance. She was honestly frustrated that she could no longer use food stamps after winning several $1,000,000. She argued that since she had paid into the system for years, she should still be allowed to get free groceries despite having a bank account that could buy the entire supermarket. It is a level of greed that is almost impressive. Do you think someone who wins $10 million should still be allowed to collect welfare benefits just because they feel like they earned it? 35. A couple won a stay on a private Caribbean island but filed a complaint because the sand was too grainy for their feet. They actually requested that the staff rake the entire beach to a smoother consistency or provide them with sandproof socks at the lottery's expense. They spent the entire week inside their luxury villa because the natural earth was not meeting their comfort standards. If you were on a private island for free, would you really spend your time auditing the texture of the soil? 36. We have the winner who complained that the winning numbers were unlucky. This sounds like a joke, but he was dead serious. He claimed that because the numbers he played were related to his late grandmother's birthday, winning with them felt like a curse or a sign of bad luck. He was actually stressed out about the spiritual implications of his new fortune. Most people would take a haunted $1 million over a lucky empty wallet any day. But this guy was ready to give it all back just to feel safe again. Would you take $100 million if you knew the money was officially cursed? 37. A winner of a free pet food. For Life Prize actually complained that the bags were too heavy to carry into his house. He demanded the lottery provide a weekly delivery service with a professional handler to pour the kibble into the bowl for him. When they refused, he claimed they were anti-pet and trying to starve his golden retriever. It is a special kind of laziness to get thousands of dollars in free groceries for your dog, and then act like lifting a bag is a physical impossibility. 38. A man won a $70,000 SUV but complained that the registration fees were not included in the prize. He actually left the vehicle at the dealership for 2 weeks, refusing to pick it up until the lottery paid the $300 tag fee. He told the local news that the prize was a financial trap designed to ruin him. Imagine being handed a free luxury car and throwing a public fit over a bill that costs less than a nice dinner at a steakhouse. 39. One winner of a Meet the CEO experience at a major lottery headquarters complained that the executive's office was uninspiring. He was genuinely offended that the room did not have a gold-plated desk or a better view of the city, claiming it made his win feel cheap. He actually wrote a letter to the board of directors suggesting they renovate the office to make winners feel more important. It is hilarious when someone with zero taste tries to manage the interior design of a multi-billion-dollar company. 40. A guy won $1,000 on a scratch-off and filed a complaint against the store clerk for not being excited enough when validating the ticket. He felt that his life-changing moment was ruined by the clerk's neutral expression and demanded a formal apology from the gas station chain. He actually claimed the lack of a winning smile caused him to lose the emotional high of the victory. If you need a minimum wage worker to throw a parade for your $1,000, you might have bigger problems than money. 41. Let us talk about the winner who bagged $250,000 and immediately started crying about tax brackets. He actually called a financial talk show to complain that the win was a strategic disaster because it disqualified him from his favorite low-income tax credits. He felt the government was essentially punishing him for being lucky and claimed he would have been better off winning nothing at all. It is the ultimate display of mental gymnastics to view a $250,000 windfall as a net loss just because your tax forms got a bit more complicated. 42. One woman won $50,000 but was absolutely livid with her bank's security department. When she went to deposit the check, the teller had to follow standard fraud protocols and ask a few basic questions about the source of the funds. She took this as a personal insult and accused the bank of profiling her as a criminal just because she was suddenly wealthy. She actually threatened to move her money to a different state because she felt her privacy was violated by a 3-minute conversation. 43. A guy won a massive professional-grade smoker and grill worth $3,000 but complained that it arrived in 3 separate boxes. He was genuinely furious that the lottery commission did not send a professional chef to assemble it and season the grates for him. He claimed that looking at the instruction manual gave him a migraine and that the prize was more of a chore than a gift. Some people get a free ticket to the best backyard parties of their lives and choose to spend their time complaining about the weight of the stainless steel. 44. Imagine winning a year of professional house cleaning services and then complaining that the cleaners were too thorough. One winner actually called the agency to scream because they organized her spice rack and put her favorite mugs in the wrong cabinet. She claimed they were trying to gaslight her by changing the layout of her own home and demanded the lottery pay for a private investigator to watch the cleaners. It is a special kind of luxury to have someone scrub your floors for free while you sit around and criticize the angle of your coffee table books. 45. Then there is the winner of a $100,000 jackpot who went on a social media tirade because her bank put a 7-day hold on the check. She was honestly convinced that the bank was using her money to make secret investments while she was forced to wait for the funds to settle. She actually stood in the lobby for 3 hours demanding the manager give her the cash from the vault right then and there. Most people understand how banking works, but for some lottery winners, a 1-week wait feels like a decade-long prison sentence in the land of the poor. 46. A woman won a high-end electric bike but filed a complaint because she had to plug it into her own wall outlet to charge the battery. She actually tried to bill the lottery company for the 4 cents of electricity it cost to get the bike to full power every night. She argued that since the prize was marketed as free transportation, any additional cost on her utility bill was a breach of contract. It is truly impressive how some people can find a way to make a $4,000 gift feel like a financial burden over the price of a single grape. 47. One man who won $1 million in a state where winners must be public was absolutely miserable about the mandatory photo op. He complained that the lottery was using his face for free advertising and demanded a modeling fee on top of his prize money. He actually showed up to the ceremony wearing a paper bag over his head and spent the whole time arguing about image rights with the legal team. If you are holding a check for 7 figures, is your ego really so big that you need a couple hundred extra bucks for the 5 seconds it takes to snap a picture? 48. A winner of a luxury home gym setup worth $5,000 complained that the equipment was too intimidating for his guest room. He felt that the sleek design made him feel guilty every time he walked past it without working out, and claimed it was a form of psychological harassment. He actually asked the lottery to replace the treadmill with a massage chair because it was better for his mental health. It takes a very creative mind to win a tool for self-improvement, and then blame the machine for your own lack of motivation and your growing midsection. 49. Someone won a weekend at a luxury beach resort, but filed a formal complaint because the sunrise was too bright in the morning. They actually blamed the hotel for having windows that faced east and demanded the lottery reimburse them for the sleep they lost. They were genuinely upset that nature was not cooperating with their desired wake-up time of noon. Instead of just closing the blackout curtains like a normal human being, they decided to make the position of the sun a corporate issue for the lottery board to solve. 50. A man won a year of unlimited car washes but complained that the nearest participating location was a 15-minute drive from his house. He calculated the cost of his time and the mileage on his car and decided the prize was actually a scam to make him spend more money on maintenance. He actually sent a bill to the lottery for his wasted time and demanded they build a car wash closer to his neighborhood. Some people are so allergic to minor inconveniences that they will treat a free service like a personal attack on their daily schedule. 51. One guy won $1,000 on a scratch-off and was absolutely livid because the lottery mailed the prize check to his home address. He actually filed a formal complaint because he did not want his wife to know about the win, as he had planned to use the cash for a boys' weekend in Vegas. He claimed the lottery violated his financial privacy and demanded they pay for his marriage counseling after his wife found the envelope in the mail. Imagine being so cheap that you blame the government for your own failed attempt at hiding money from your spouse. 52. One woman won a lifetime supply of premium paper towels and filed a complaint because she had nowhere to store the 300 rolls that arrived at once. She was furious that the lottery did not provide a climate-controlled storage unit for her prize. She actually told a reporter that the prize was a fire hazard and she felt like a prisoner in a house made of paper. Instead of donating them to a shelter, she spent her time trying to sue the company for aggressive delivery tactics. It takes a lot of effort to turn a useful gift into a legal battle over closet space. 53. A woman in Ohio won a free ticket on a scratch-off and spent 10 minutes yelling at the cashier because she wanted the $2 cash value instead. She claimed that the free ticket was a scam designed to keep her coming back to the store and wasting her precious time. She actually demanded to see a manager to discuss the psychological impact of being forced to play the game again. Imagine being so angry about a free chance to win $1 million that you hold up a line of 20 people just to vent your frustrations. 54. A man won $5,000 and filed a grievance because the lottery did not provide him with a wealth management team. He blew the entire amount on a single night of VIP bottle service, and then blamed the commission for his hangover and empty bank account. He argued that it was their duty of care to stop him from being an idiot with his winnings. It is the peak of modern entitlement to ask the government to protect you from your own bad decisions. If you blew $5,000 in one night, would you blame the lottery or your own ego? 55. Then we have winners complaining about the sudden surge in their family tree. One guy from Georgia was genuinely upset because cousins he had not seen in decades were suddenly blowing up his phone. He told reporters that the lottery ruined his social life because now he has to filter his calls. Oh, the tragedy of being so rich that people actually want to talk to you. Instead of changing his number, he sat in his mansion and moped about being too popular. If your long-lost relative asked for $1 million, would you give them a cent or just block them and buy a private island? Winning the lottery is supposed to be the ultimate finish line, but as we have seen, some people are just experts at being miserable. These 55 winners prove that a giant pile of cash can buy you a mansion, but it clearly cannot buy you a sense of gratitude or a better personality. If you woke up tomorrow with $10 million, what is the smallest, most petty thing you would still find a way to complain about? Tell us your most honest gripe in the comments. Like and subscribe to keep up with more of these absurd stories.